ẹ jẹ́ kí èmi náà tún sọ sí ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn. Ṣé mo pé bá tí mò ń sọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan mo sọ wípé supremacy of the party wípé nǹkan tí party
tẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú bá ti fẹnu kò sí
ní irú ìlú South Africa àti àwọn ìlú tó jẹ́ wípé democracy wọn ó yanrantí. Ṣé rí ìlú tó bá máa practice democracy ìlú yẹn láti jẹ́ ìlú tó jẹ́ wípé àwọn tó fẹ́ lead ń bẹ̀ wọn wá lead nítorí interest ara wọn.
aṣíwájú torí lórí nítorí tiwọn.
That spirit of altruism wípé àwọn fẹ́ wá sí orílẹ̀-èdè wọn ló gbọ́dọ̀ kọ́kọ́ jẹ́ nǹkan àkọ́kọ́. Ètò òṣèlú South Africa ó yàtọ̀ sí ti Nàìjíríà. In fact kò ṣe South Africa nìkan ẹ wo nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ náà ní Zimbabwe.
orílẹ̀-èdè mẹ́ta ló dàbí pé àwọn èèyàn
àti Ethiopia
wọ́n ti fìwé lẹ̀.
sọ̀rọ̀ mi yẹ yín báyìí ti Ethiopia yẹn tẹ ó tún another thing tún lélẹ̀. ṣé follow me. So nǹkan tí mò ń try láti sọ ni wípé tí ẹni tó fẹ́ wá ṣe aṣojú tó bá ti ní ọkàn ẹ̀ wípé mo fẹ́ wá síbí báyìí kò ń ṣe fún interest ti tèmi nìkan kò ń ṣe fún àǹfààní ara mi but láti sin orílẹ̀-èdè mi ni kò lè sí wàhálà fún irú ẹni yẹn kò lè ní lára láti ní wípé tí ẹni tìǹ bá ṣẹlẹ̀ òun máa fìwé sílẹ̀ ànìkan tó dẹ̀ ṣẹlẹ̀ nípa ti Jacob Zuma nìyẹn. Jacob Zuma nígbà tó débẹ̀ kò wá bẹ̀ nítorí interest ara títí ẹ̀ nìkan. Well bó tẹ̀ tilẹ̀ jẹ́ pé allegations wà wípé ó kówó ìlú jẹ economy wọn decline kìíní kankan but then nígbà tí gbogbo aráàlú sọ wípé ṣé mo sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan mo ní pé party interest party ó ju ti anybody tó bá àánú political party lọ. Jacob Zuma ò lè sọ pé torí kò jẹ́ president tó bá jẹ́ ìlú mi ní pàápàá ká nírú ìlú wa ń bí yìí ni nǹkan tá à ń sọ ìkọlà máa sọ àwọn sọ ń pa immunity lẹ́ẹ̀kan ṣé rí immunity yẹn gan ó wà lára ọ̀rọ̀ tó ń pa wá ó wà lára nǹkan tó ń affect politics in Nigeria bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo sọ immunity tá à ń pariwo yẹn the immunity for the president for the executive governor ó wà lára àwọn nǹkan tó ń pa politics Nigeria because tó bá sí lára nǹkan tó ń pa politics Nigeria nìyẹn governor kan ò ní feel wípé òun lè ṣe nǹkan kan kóun bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ scot free àbí president ò ní feel wípé nǹkan tóun bá ṣe kò sẹ́ni tó question ẹ̀ but nítorí pé ní irú ìlú bíi South Africa individual wọ́n wá for their selfish means èèyàn tó bá wá tó ti ní political nǹkan náà tá à ń pè ní pre-actionalism wípé kí politician tó di kó tó contest rárá ó ní àwọn inordinate ambitions tó yẹ kó ti wà nínú ẹ̀ pé kó tó máa ṣe lélẹ̀ irú ẹni ẹ̀ lè expect wípé kó ṣe nǹkan kan tó níláárí fún ìlú àǹtí irú ẹni yẹn gan táwọn èèyàn bá sọ pé wọn ò fẹ́ tó ń pariwo ìgbà tó ń pariwo tó sọ pé Jacob Zuma pé wọn ò fẹ́ ìgbà àwo ó ní pé okay kọ́ fún òun ní few times wípé làgbọ́n yẹn sọ pé kí làwọn nǹkan tóun ṣe gan wẹ́ ó lè fún ni ó lè look sarcastic wípé kó máa bèrè pé kí làwọn nígbà tó ka gbogbo nǹkan báyìí sílẹ̀ bọ̀ òun sì rí i pé òun kò tí ì sí nǹkan tóun ṣe ṣùgbọ́n ju gbogbo ẹ̀ lọ náà nígbà tó sọ pé wọn ò fẹ́ ìlú yìí láti rí president military head of state kan tó jẹ́ pé election ti gbogbo ìlú election tó yẹ kó describe as the best not even in Africa as one of the best elections in the whole world tẹ́yìn ọ̀kan dẹ̀ dìde just one out of about 170 million Nigerians tó yẹ sọ pé òun abrogate ó wà null election yẹn.
Okay, Mr. That's his politics. That's our own politics.
Exactly. I was actually going to say something about that. Yeah. That's like the case of Nigeria now. Sometimes I still feel so baffled why Nigerian politics or why Nigerian political culture is this way. Because if you go by pre-colonial era, just like what you've just rightly said now, the three ethnic groups of the pre-colonial system during this period was highly revered. The political system of the Hausa Empire was seriously revered. The absolute monarchy. The Yoruba Empire was also a respected political culture. The Igbo egalitarian system too. Then, if the emir during the pre-colonial era pronounced anything, nobody questioned it. Whatever he said remains unquestionable, final. In fact, he was described as an infallible person. The same thing in the Yoruba Empire. But in the Yoruba Empire, of course, we have checks and balances. We have what is called constitutional monarchy. Whereby that, of course, the monarch knew the do's and don'ts. He knew his boundaries. He knew his limitations. Then, if Oba went contrary to the rules and regulations of the Yoruba Empire, he knew the punishment. The punishment was to force him to open the white calabash, and in other words, to commit a suicide. All these appellations were there. Well, I will tell you, until Nigerian state can actually tap from some of the pre-colonial pronouncements, we may remain static and undemocratic.
Being a strategist himself, a successful businessman, and politically, I think Ramaphosa is also strong. Could that be the reason? Could it be added,
Okay.
Mr. Alaye?
Okay, thank you very much. I think I should start by looking at the historical background of South Africa, where my co-guest has also said some few things as regards that. You see, when you talk of any political system, it is important you trace the historical background of that political system, the evolution of that particular political system. If you look at the evolution of South Africa as a state, South Africa happened to be a country whereby the people of that particular country actually fought to liberate themselves. And having fought for the liberation of that country, they also ensure that they respect the hegemony, the integrity of that particular country, which therefore means that the resignation of Jacob Zuma was not actually because Jacob Zuma just felt, of course, just had to, he wouldn't have contested the actions by the ANC. Of course, he would have gone ahead to contest the actions of the ANC by passing a vote of no confidence. But I tell you, South Africa happened to be one of the countries whereby the supremacy of a party, the ANC itself was not actually a political party at the initial stage. The ANC was a nationalist movement. It was after the liberation of South Africa that the ANC was carbonated to a political party. And since the inception of ANC, the South Africans and the political structure of South Africa has always been putting the supremacy of the party into cognizance in any action, which then means that if Jacob Zuma, of course, was elected on the premise of this particular party, it is also important that Jacob Zuma needs to be accountable to the decisions of the political party. And that is why that when the gross misconduct, the allegations, the fraud, and all the patrimonial acts began the issues of the day, Jacob Zuma looked at it as, well, it's a normal thing. Of course, when you're in power, there will be series of allegations, even though when you are trying to satisfy your people. But I think it is important to look at the resignation of Jacob Zuma by precedence of the evolution of South Africa. The South Africans so much believe in the supremacy of their party, and they will not in any case do anything that will go contrary or that would belittle the recognition or the integrity of South Africa. Well, in my opinion, in a way, I would not say it was so amazing, or it was that much amazing that such thing happened in South Africa. Because if you look at what we call political culture itself, the way we practice political culture in other African countries, including Nigeria itself, may not actually be what political culture ought to be. A scholar of political science, Roy Margridis, defined political culture as the commonly shared goals and commonly accepted rules. Commonly shared goals and commonly accepted rules, which means that the ideology of a political party, in any ideal underline, in any ideal democratic political system, the supremacy of the constitution or the acceptance or acceptability of a political system must be duly considered. And I guess that was why, well, of course he had no choice, because even some of the dignitaries within the ANC, they've actually given him enough window opportunity to rethink that this is what we're going to do. We have written to you, you need to actually look at this. You have to just resign. And what they did is just in Nigeria that we consider personality other than political party. Because yes, we consider personality other than political parties. Because I want to tell you that what the Jacob Zuma did, or what the members of ANC actually did, was to redeem the image of ANC. Okay. Because the election is going to come up next year, and the people of South Africa were almost losing confidence in ANC. And they look at it that if these actually continue this way, obviously there will not be anything useful or logical at the end. So they look at it by strategizing, because pushing, I won't call it a threat, or pushing a kind of notice that Jacob Zuma should resign was on the basis of how to redeem the political party. And because Jacob Zuma was also part of the system and he understands the supremacy of the party, like my co-guest actually said, of course, he will have just cut off and, okay, yeah, go ahead and pass a vote of no confidence. But he said his interest should not override the interest or the integrity of South Africa. So on this basis, he tendered his resignation.
But then, you know, it didn't just leave like that. Yeah. You know, it was not easy for him.
Yeah, sure.